being spiritually impacted by the physical, energetic environment that you are in. Okay. So let's get into pick a card because this is what spirit wants us to talk about. Oh, okay. Yes, we're going to take these. Interesting. So I was going to do 3 piles and we have 3 piles already. So this is pile 1. And pile 2. And pile 3. Okay, so pile 1 here, pile 2 here, pile 3. Take a moment. I would say normally the initial energy that comes up for you, the first one, is typically the one that's right for you. If you don't have a strong signal, then you can listen to them all and see which one just feels through your awareness of your life experience, which one is actually more accurate to what's going on with you. And I will say that for when you're not necessarily, because if you're watching me, you're likely been guided to me as a teacher. But let's say you're on socials and you're just like looking at other people's readings generally. If someone does a pick a card reading and actually you don't feel called to any of you don't feel strong called to any of the numbers, or it's likely that there's actually no message in that for you at all. So again, people say don't force it. And I mean that there are some spiritualists, I don't watch many, but there are some spiritualists that I vibe with, and they might put out a reading, and I'm telling you, I will feel no pull, and it's because actually there's nothing in there. There's nothing wrong with the reader. They're a legit brilliant reader. There's just no message in it for Leon and Nicole Black. Okay, so don't always feel like because you trust the reader, whatever they put out needs to reply to you. Sometimes if you don't feel the connection, it's because it's none of your business. But okay, so take a moment, pick your piles, 1, 2, or 3. If you feel called to more than one, that's okay as well. We're going to have a look at the spiritual environment, how it's impacting you. So group 1, 7 of Wands. Group 2, Ace of Swords. Love that. Group 3, 3 of Wands. I'm actually going to turn over the rest of the cards. Okay. Ooh, I really feel that. I love this. This is so beautiful. I really sometimes this is such a lesson to me around release and control because I have expectations of myself in terms of a diviner and what my like, almost like what my performance is when I show up on camera, when I divine for you publicly or in this context, and it just is never what I think it's going to be, but it's always so divine. Like it's always exactly what it needed to be, and I kind of love that into to play, and I need to learn to trust that as much as I can because the divination is always it's just perfect. So anyway, what I will say is, and I'm gonna kind of I might jump back and forth between the groups. Okay, group 1. So I might not do them in chronological order. So just listen to everything because I might be like going back and forth between them. Just know which group you picked. So group 1, I would say off the top, you are called to your environment to be of service. That's the first thing that I can see. Like you have been sent there to do something. So whether you live in this place and you don't move around a lot, or whether you are nomadic and you're traveling a lot, you are I hate the word missionary to be honest, but it's that kind of vibration. You are traveling to spaces with a message, with a gift. Group 2, you are experiencing extreme heart chakra oppression. It's actually a complete mirror for what I've been going through. You know, I was talking about that heaviness, that emptiness, that oppression. It looks like that. You have the 3 of Swords, the punctured heart here, and then the Sun card representing life force. So there are some of you who are also experiencing something quite similar to me. If you pick group 2, you're having the same level of oppression, or in some form, it won't be the same, but you're experiencing the same outcome, let's say. And in group 3, you actually are quite harmonious with your environment, so the spiritual energy or the whatever is going on in the land. So when I'm talking about literally physical lands, home, country, environment. wherever you are is actually quite harmonious to you, but there are some energetic or emotional blockages that we should look at. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit more chronologically now. Starting with group 3, actually. Um, okay. What are the blockages that's not allowing things to flow so well? Okay, interesting. 3 of Swords. So we have a lot of heart chakra issues for this community. And the Sun card, isn't that interesting? I want you to see that we had the 3 of Swords and the Sun card with the Judgment card here. But again, look, 3 of Swords and the Sun card. 3 of Swords, Sun card, right there. So the same energy is coming out, different cards. And what's happening here with group 3 is you're actually oriented to this energy a little bit differently to group 2. It's why it didn't come out first off. What I'm feeling with the Judgment card is that there are cycles and patterns. It feels like you're ready to break a cycle pattern related to grief, depression, anguish, and heartache. So there's an entryway out. That's why there's an exit, is what I can feel for this group. There's a way out of this energy, and you're in a space, you're in a physical environment that supports that. 10 of Swords, yeah. A lot of pain. Yeah, but with the day trader here, I do feel like you can work it, you can work with it. You can, yeah, you can work through. There's something here. Let's have a look. What is it that group 3? How is it in physical environment seeking? Yeah, I'm getting there's an illusion here, group 3. So interesting. You need a new relationship with your local environment. So for example, let's say you're Black and you live in the UK and it's a colonized space. You're the children of migrants, you don't feel like you belong. Whatever it is, with the 7 of Wands and the Page of Cups here, what it's actually saying is that there is an oppositional energy or a concept of being at war or at odds with the environment, which is actually an illusion in some way, or not it's not the right framing for you spiritually in terms of how you relate. And what you get is the costume designer here. So there is a way in which you can design or redesign your relationship to that space with the Fool card, establishing something new here. So this can also be, again, a break in the pattern. So if for your ancestors or your family, there has been a kind of cycle of disenfranchisement, oppression, or some kind of way in which their lives on that land was hard, you are a departure from that story. Like I said, there is a way out. What you get down here in your cards, you get a series of water energies here. The 6 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. You got 6 and 7, but like I said, you got 6 and 7, but there's an interference here with the 4 of Cups. There's something there's a blockage. And that blockage seems to be just it feels to me as an understanding or a way that you're relating to, yeah, with the 4 energy as well, because that can, like the 4th house in astrology is relating to roots and ancestry, home, family, land. I feel like you are actually taking on the emotional energies or the stories of the past or of your family without amplifying your ability to transmute or change it. So you're caught in a nexus of something that you need to liberate yourself from. And it seems like for a lot of you, this relates to finances and love, actually, because love came out. So this is Venusian energy again. If it's love and finances, there's something blocked around Venusian energies. Is there a solution or advice, guidance for this group? 4 of Pentacles. You need to change your belief system. You are much more aware of yeah, I love that. Look at that. I love this particular card because it points back at you. And they're really saying that this card is actually called the Power, the 4 of Pentacles here. And they're saying the power is with you. You need to reorient or reframe your concept of what it is to live in the location that you do. You see how you've got this angel card here? So you've got, this is a Temperance card. You've got an angel on the wall. You've got a literal angel stood on this corner. And in a city environment, a city landscape, I'm assuming that for a lot of you, you may live in a big city. Do you know, you may live where there's a lot of commerce, money. It doesn't even matter if you don't have a lot of access to it. You may live where there's like strong infrastructure, for example, where like I ordered medication today and it is what easily we're now hitting 7, 8 hours late and this medication has not arrived. So when I'm talking about infrastructure issues, you may be living somewhere where you could order your medication and it would come within, I don't know, half an hour or whatever. What Spirit is saying to you is you need to see the value and you need to strategize or work with what is the power of that, right? And so I was tweeting, I did a Twitter thread, sorry, on Twitter or whatever, however you say it, my language, a few days ago, where I was talking about shame related to being Western and living in a global South. And this is kind of the same thing, where you don't want to fixate so much on the injustices and the problem of the environment that you are not using the resources actually available to you to create change and transformation for yourself here specifically. This is not even actually for others. Is there anything else you want to say to this group? Yeah, yeah, there's a kind of root chakra wound here for this group. And I think that's actually why you didn't come up actually in the heart chakra because the symptom is in the heart chakra, but the issue is in the root chakra. So they're saying that you actually need to reform root connection. A lot of you would really benefit from doing visualizations where you were literally rooting and connecting to the land, your local environment, not even foreign lands, like literally where you currently are. Um, to bridge that safety and that connection. Because if you can start to really see yourself as part of that environment, as important in that space, as benefiting from that space, as wanted and desired in that space spiritually, you will be able to start shifting your experience of the country or the city you're living in ways that's going to shift and empty out the heartbreak energy. And it's going to bring a lot more opportunity and connection than you're currently experiencing. Okay, so that was group 3, even though I did it first. I'm going to go to group 2. So it's like, I feel a little bit resistant to this group because I think it resonates so much with my own experience. I'm like, I don't even want to touch the energy of it, but here we are. Let me have some water actually. You should have some water too if you can. Okay. Let me just reshuffle this deck a little bit. And then we'll get into group 2, who is having significant issues around life force energy in the heart chakra. And it is specific, it's an issue that relates to where you are, where you're living, city/country. And obviously, if you're in a town, then take it to mean town. Okay. So we have the 5 of Wands strife here, so we know that there is actually spiritual attack slash a significant opposition. It also is it's deceitful because you have this Knight of Cups energy, and I feel like it's showing up as friendlier, more friendly on the surface than it is in reality, which also reflects my experience of Egypt. Because when I first came, I felt the so interesting looking at the cards because what was underneath it was failure. That's so true. And I'll say that because the failure card is actually a city, it's a cityscape here. So especially with the drinks. I have a lot of pictures in Egypt of me with like really nice mocktails. Because alcohol's not that available here. Um, so like really cute drinks in the restaurants. This kind of like social environment, the charm, the illusion of it being a playful space. And then actually what was really behind it was so much strife and warfare and opposition. You can see the kind of male-female energy here too, right? The oppression against the maternal energy, and that resulting in this is what Egypt feels like to me, I'm not even gonna lie. Like it being this kind of underworld, this dark experience. So there's something about where you're at in which there is the way it looks or seems on the surface and the way that it actually feels towards you. Now, this can also be people. Let me just have a check in with that. You know, like how people say in LA, people are very fake. Like, it's that kind of like, yeah, you've got the gossiping energy here. Yeah. With the Emperor and the Seven of Swords, it's like, yeah, hidden agendas. Like, there's something about maybe you live in a city in which it's kind of dog eat dog, or people use each other a lot. People are dishonest. Like, again, it can be on an interpersonal level, or it can just literally be the energy of the space. And to be honest, if there's an energy there, it will manifest materially in some way. But yeah, there is some level in which they're telling me it's like Gotham City. Like where you live, even if it's not a city, the energy of it is like Gotham. They were showing me like Batman. Like this is a lawless place, spiritually speaking. Okay, what do they want to say about that kind of experience? Three of Swords just, I keep shuffling them. Three of Swords just keeps coming back out. It's interesting because we have the Sun, which rules Leo. We have the Strength card, which is a Leo card, and we have the Heart card, which is also Leo rules the heart. So we have a lot of kind of like Leo energy here, Sun/child energy. The first thing I actually do get here is naivety. And there is a naivety that you might be experiencing because you're a sincere person or you're open-hearted or you're truthful. So you tend to, like how children can be trusting and open. You tend to go into spaces and environments with a really open heart, but you're living in, I was going to swear there, you're living in Gotham City. So you really can't be this kind of freely running around toddler in Gotham City. Why do we have the strength card here, spirit? Yeah, I feel like they're like you actually have to find your fight. Um, Hold on. Clarify strength card, please. Magician. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just look at these energies. Yeah, I feel like there is. Yeah, you do need to find your fight with the shred card. Like this open mouth lion here. It's like you need to find your jaws, or you need to find the bit that can bite back, the protective energy. You're too open, but also here it's kind of similar to what was happening with me. The magician card, you can see this person's in a reflective state. And with the hanged man and the page of cups, they're looking at or they're taking a different perspective on a design here. Again, I had to totally change my strategy for my energetic experience of this space, which required me to get my jaws basically, and it required me to go on the offensive, spiritually speaking, in a different way than I have in other spaces or have needed to. So again, when I was in Latin America, for me, the physical energy, the earth energy is gridded into mother. Like the maternal energy is in the land. So yes, there's patriarchy. I'm not saying that it's not patriarchy and misogyny and all the other stuff and white supremacy and all the rest of it. It's there, but spiritually, the land itself, it holds vibrationally, and I think that has a lot to do with the indigenous histories there. It holds the vibration and the energetic transmission of Mother God. So for me, you can see that as me being in those countries with like me literally sitting on the lap of Mother God. That feels very different than sitting in the energetic zone of a war god. Okay, let's see what else I want to say to Richie. Hermit, peace. Mm, yeah. Is this a recommendation? Hmm. Yeah, sometimes you're not well resourced to fight. This is what this is coming up as. And I love again that we got the U card. Yeah, I love this. Again, see this energy where it's pointing to you. And we have the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. This is talking about actually, you do need to find your fight, but you're not always well resourced. Ten of Pentacles, the Devil card here, a block and access to resources. You're not always well resourced to fight. So for me, I needed the community support of someone coming in and sending me energy to help push and clear the oppression and the attacks that were on me so that I could get into a position to begin building new defense systems for myself. But from the energy in which I could barely get out of bed, I couldn't do that. So for some of you, and this is the energy here, this kind of energy, Four of Cups, this card, they're saying that well, if you find yourself in that position where you don't feel able to fight, the heart energy is really you're burnt out, you're empty, you're depleted, then you have here the Hermit card, the Two of Swords, and the Dancer energy here, which is saying this would be the energy you would need to kind of put on a performance, like to go and work for your defense. But it's saying here with the Hermit and the Two of Swords, that you kind of have to make peace with being undercover. So what's interesting is that for me, when I was connecting a lot of the maternal energies and I was saying to them, something's wrong, I'm feeling really oppressed, the energy's off, they were all saying to me, rest. They were all saying to me, lie down, relax. They were also saying to me, take this opportunity. They were even at certain points were saying to me, don't work at all. Like, and I was like, after a while, I was getting frustrated because I was like, well, how long is this going to go on for? Because also my particular goals in being in Egypt was to use the material security to kind of build some backlog of security for myself for my kind of travel journey. I was like, well, I'm not achieving that if I've come into a space where I've not been really working for the last few months. So the but basically, when I was getting that advice from that energy, it was also one because the maternal energy was not in a position to overthrow the system here at all. And also, I was not in a position to. So the only thing that I could do was hermit. And the day that some of the energy lifted and departed, and I got some clearance, even before my friend came through with some support, what I've noticed is that day I was on Twitter the entire day, writing, communing, just sharing, divining, really, channeling. And it was amazing. I was like, wow, I haven't felt like this the entire time I've been in Egypt. And when I finished, there was a whole flock of birds in the sky. And it was, Mercury energy, like an omen of confirmation of that ability to communicate. So the energy of oppression kind of broke a little bit that particular day. But prior to that, my only strategy was to hunker down in Gotham, was to find a corner and like be under the radar. So if you are needing to get energetic support from outside of yourself, that there's nothing wrong with that. We don't exist in a vacuum. We all need community. So hunker down, protect your energy, rest. Do you know what I mean? Until you can get access to what you need to clear out some of this resistance, and that you can also strategize, because that's really important to understand what are the techniques you're going to need, and also understanding that you may need to adapt them, because the opposition will try different approaches to access you. So you want to, basically don't be afraid and don't get burnt out trying to fight. Understand that you can be on the offensive and you can be on the defensive. And the defensive is sometimes withdrawing your energy or just laying low until you're in a position to actually deal with something. Okay, and then group one, and then we're going to close. Let me just reshuffle the deck a bit. Like I said, group one, you are the group who is of service. And I love it because look at, the heart chakra has really been the center of today's reading. We literally have the Four of Wands with the heart in the middle here. And the Four card is you on your journey into certain environments. So let's have a look. What's the message? Group one, I'm getting the word nurse. So interesting. Look at that. Science card with the heart punctured. But also this snake can also be medicinal here, talking about healing. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Universe card in which she is leading someone out. So you are of assistance. You are nurses. That's the energy I get. Like you are people who are bringing let me just ask a question because I'm asking a question specifically about myself. Hold on. Yeah. It's also the I knew when I was, like again, resonate with more than one group because group two is definitely what I'm experiencing, but group one is my job, right? And that is me, the energy of the spiritualist. And I tend to go to places and I'm around people and environments with the death card and the Ten of Swords, right? Where people are really they're in the death experience. Like their heart is not even operating anymore. So for me, my presence is often like the defibrillator. Like there's actually you flatlined. By the time I make it, if they're sending me in, it's because you are like you're out for the count. And I'm here for resurrection. Like I'm here to literally bring you back to life. You died. You were in a death experience. Um, but generally speaking, for this group one, you are nurses. You are going into spaces to bring healing support to others and guiding them out of certain energies. And that is also maybe why you're likely to travel or be nomadic here. And even if you're not specifically traveling the world, you may be a person who has a lot of social connections or you have a lot of relationships with a lot of different people. But travel does, for me, seem to be a part of the energy of your life. And if it's not become activated yet, you may enter a season in which you are on the move. Yeah, chariot card, travel. The Two of Cups here is you being of assistance. This is what this Knight of Cups energy is about. It's like you coming with with the vibration or the energy that is needed to resuscitate the heart. And you do that through relationships, specifically this group. So you may be a healer of some kind, but you're not always healing. So okay, you may even be a spiritualist, so you may have certain gifts, but don't only see what you do as the professionalized standard of it. So for example, I'm a card reader, but I'm not only healing people when I'm reading cards. So basically, what they're saying is literally at the relational level, having relationships with people, being in people's lives is one of the ways that you are offering this level of assistance. Yeah, I love this. Mm. So there's another message here is that it's a little bit similar to group three, where it's talking about know therefore that the resources of the location you were born into, that you live in, like use them basically to help yourself do this kind of work. With the Sun card and the Knight of Wands, it's like don't be guilty about what it looks like this because this is a rock star, right? So you like again a glamorous life with the Sun card here too. Don't feel guilty about what it looks like for you to travel or be on the road or live in a certain kind of way or have certain luxuries even in your life, because these things are afforded to you for the sake of you being able to go into people's lives and do this. That you are a conduit of blessing. So, like for me, for example, I earn in pounds, I don't spend in pounds because I'm often in a different country, right? Well, I spend in Egyptian, it's still pounds here, I spend in Egyptian pounds. Very different currency exchange. but that allows me to have interactions and relationships and do healing with people in this environment. It has been this day trader energy, foreign currency exchange, has made this energy exchange possible. So don't be ashamed of the blessings of the life, because they come with the job. You see, like the person in the full card hair, and they've got this bag. It comes with it's part of the package. Do you know what I mean? It's what you need to be on the road, basically. Okay, any final messages, Spirit, for group one? I feel like some of you, yeah, you're kind of fallen soldiers in a way. Yeah. You kind of lost the vision a little bit. So like life may be difficult, you may be down, feeling quite heavy, depressed or tired or bleak. And so in some ways you're not necessarily wanting to do the nursing work. You don't want to nurse others in relationships. You've kind of lost the vision for playing that role. But this is just about you needing to be yeah, I love that. We got the U card again. Yeah, Five of Cups here. This is disappointment slash depression. So they're just saying that you actually just need to be replenished. That's all. When you get into that state where you feel like you've lost all your passion and your hope and your zest for life, where you don't even care anymore. You don't see a future, you don't really even want to help people too tough. This is the Nine of Cups card here, is happiness. And it's really saying that you need a personal reconnection with the goodness of life. You need to be experienced. This is why they're saying as well that don't be ashamed of experiencing the goodness of life, because it is that is fueling you to go into hopeless places, to go where there's death and destruction and unhappiness, and to bring healing and to resuscitate people. And if you never have this, if you're not being fed, you will fall into this energy where you don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? So don't deny yourself the blessings and the benefits that come with the life that you're living. Yeah, because you spend a lot of time in the tower energy. You do spend a lot of time going to places and being around people who are in the tower, because you're there to bring change and transformation with the Two of Pentacles. But there are energy blockages that are causing you to fall into this kind of devil energy of giving up, of I can't be bothered, life is terrible, it's rubbish, it's pointless. There's no point. Do you know what I mean? It's just all bad here. And you need to avoid this. And when you are feeling that, you're connecting once again to just the very small and natural pleasures of life. Food tastes good, sun rises. Do you know what I mean? A nice drink, time with friends, like music. Again, those very basic, accessible pleasures. And again, if you have access to even more than that, if you are living a life in which you can do things that give you more than basic pleasures, give you advanced pleasures or luxury, then you need to be doing that too, because it is a source. It is the food and the fuel you need. It is part of what goes into your medicine bag so that you can travel and administer your heart-based, love-based, mother God-based medicine to others. That's shit. So I'm just going to close with a kind of book ending cards to seal the energy of today's reading. Gratitude for those of you who were able to be here live. It always helps me to have the present energy to connect with. So thank you for that. No, it's not this deck. Okay. Is it? No. Okay, you don't want this one. We're going to close. You are welcome. We're going to close with this deck. King. Interesting. Leo energy again. You know, I feel like the closing message is like with the king energy here, like you are sacred and special. You do have that radiance. And because of that, you are going to attract the kind of like death-eating energy. Do you know what I mean? Something that is attempting to feed on your light. And the experience with the Venom card here of something feeding on you is painful. Can bring pain, poison even. But with the Temple card here, this is what we want to come back to. Again, Horizon is our temple, our checking point energetically and spiritually. But also in your daily lives, you want to be erecting this kind of energy. See this triangle? And I will say that's part of what I was doing. I didn't have, there was like one very small space I have in Egypt that was that for me. But again, erecting this, the boundaries where your light can shine and be sacred and can be fully experienced by you, not even by others. You need to erect that and create the protections around that which is sacred, because there is always going to be that which is attempting to eat the goodness in you. Okay, my loves, that is our reading. That is your Horizon session for today. Thank you so much for being with me. My next focus is actually money medicine. So I'll be coming to that as soon as I can. I don't want to really give a time frame on that, but just know that's what I'm turning my attention to. It has been a pleasure. I will see you again soon. Take care. You're so welcome.